And John Truscott, who is a new pilot, was listening very closely from the Truscott group. He's brave, isn't he?
Well, he told me some of his stories of some of the harrowing experiences, which every pilot has. So I know he's been through it all.
Well, I should say so. I got a bunch of political things I want to talk to you about if we can hold you through the segment here. But the first thing I want to ask you is Las Vegas Hilton says that Michigan State is fool's gold. They say when they went on the road and win, it means a lot. They got lucky to win at Northwestern. They're going to be 4 to 7 point underdogs at Iowa. And they say anybody who thinks they're going to bet on MSU, probably going to end up in the losing column. That's tough talk from Las Vegas, isn't it?
Well, I'd say that anybody who would say that hasn't watched our Spartans. This is a team that plays with a lot of heart and a lot of guts and finds a way to really pull it off at the end when the going gets tough. And I think any of us who have been Spartan fans for a long, long time, it used to be that when we get to the end, we'd lose those kind of games, and now we're winning them. And I think that's a big difference. This team has a lot of heart and a lot of guts.
Let's hope it's a team of destiny. John Truscott with the Truscott Group. We'll be back with him in 4 minutes. John Truscott is with us in person, in fact, and I'm putting on the Answer Man hat. Maybe you don't know this. Maybe you've never seen it. The Answer Man segment. If you're watching on Fox 47, or if you go online to MichiganTalkNetwork.com, you can see what it looks like. There are YouTube videos there, too. It is a big, puffy hat of wisdom. And the wisdom comes not always from the East, as this music would suggest, and as a lot of the soothsayers claim. The wisdom has to come sometimes from parts south, if you know what I mean. And people said that MPS, he's got an answer for everything, and so I became son of Answer Man this morning. And Gary Austin often peppers me with questions, and the neat thing is, I've never, ever been wrong, Gary. In the 2 years we've been doing it.
As try as I might.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
So we have John Truscott with us. He is, he ran the DeVos campaign. He worked with Pete Hoekstra on his campaign. He was Governor Ingles' spokesperson for 3 terms, helped get him elected. And he's got a lot of political wisdom, so I thought we would really put him on the hot seat and get his forecasting, his wisdom about what's going to happen in the general election in 6 days. John, would you be willing to be the answer man this morning?
I guess so. You certainly didn't warn me about this.
No, because, if you were clairvoyant, you would have seen it coming. Let's begin with John Dingell. Vice President candidate Sarah Palin, the former governor of Alaska for a little while anyway, has thrown her support behind Rob Steele, the Ann Arbor cardiologist. He's going up against Democrat John Dingell, who's been in office for 55 years. Could Sarah Palin's endorsement dethrone John Dingell?
I think what it'll do is make it a lot closer. I don't think it'll knock him off. I think it'll probably end up being a 5 to 8 point race, but I think Dingell still pulls it off.
Okay, we'll mark that down. And is she going to run for president?
Everything that she's doing kind of has the marks of running for president, but I think something like that probably waits to get through this cycle and see where things settle down. She's even got her own reality show now. So I think financially she's probably doing pretty well. And if I were in her shoes, that would dissuade me from taking on that job.
Oh, very good. MPS and John, as a follow-up to that, John, Sarah Palin made this endorsement through what source yesterday? Actually, 2 sources. Name both.
I didn't see it. She's done a lot of endorsements online.
Yes.
He's right.
That's right. John, when in doubt, be vague.
Facebook and Twitter, right?
You're right.
Facebook? Yeah, she's done a lot of them through Facebook. So.
I don't imagine John Dingell checking his Facebook page. You know what I mean?
Well, I tell you what, though, John Truscott, you learn from the master because MPS, he knows how to, even though if you're not like dead on with the right answer, as long as you're in the ballpark, you're okay. That's why MPS has a perfect, impeccable.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's right.
Let's talk inside politics in the Republican Party. Will Senator Randy Richardville be the new Senate Republican leader?
Absolutely.
All right. That's and looks like maybe Gretchen Whitmer in the Senate, huh, on the Democrat side.
She's definitely in the lead, and I think she'll pull it off. And the one interesting thing for people who have watched the legislature in recent years is that Randy and Gretchen actually get along pretty well.
Yep.
They know where they agree, they know where they disagree, and I think that there'll be a good working relationship between the two of them.
That's a good sign. Very good. Maybe some bipartisan action. How about this Glenn Wilson? We're going to be talking with him. He's the independent running in the 1st Congressional District, where Democrat Gary McDowell is running against Republican Dan Benishek to replace Bart Stupak, who retired. Is Glenn Wilson sort of being propped up by the Democratic Party in order to steal votes away from Dan Benishek?
You know, that's always what you do, at least in a primary, is kind of have a foil as an opponent out there to try to split up some of the votes. You know, I don't know for sure. I know that the Democratic Party tried to set up some fake Tea Party types, so I would not doubt it in this case. That race is running absolutely neck and neck, and that's the type of race that we might not know the results until well into the next day.
Hey,
So
John,
stay tuned on that one.
here's one for you, John. If Rick Snyder had the chance, would he sell off the Mackinac Bridge?
I don't know that that's even possible. You might be able to do some bonding sort of things and generate a different revenue stream in a different way, but I don't think you can absolutely sell it.
Well,
Kind of like the residents of Mackinac Island, you can't sell that. It would revert back to the trust or the family that originally donated it to the state.
We have some serious charges. We have Verge Bernero saying that Rick Snyder said during a radio interview that everything's on the table, and when
That's just a vague
about
answer is
this.
all that is.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, John. So you say, to the best of your knowledge, even if he tried, it's not possible legally?
You know, I don't know for sure. I don't know how it was written when the bridge was built, but it's definitely a state asset. And there's an authority and everything that oversees the bridge and maintains it, and they may be the body that actually owns it.
So in other words, it wouldn't be easy.
Well, let me get to this last one before John Truscott goes. It's the interesting neck-and-neck race between Tim Walberg and Mark Schauer. Apparently, Tim Walberg is number 2 in money from independent groups in the nation, behind Scott Murphy from Democrat. And Mark Schauer is pretty far up there, too. He's in 7th place, so there's a lot of outside money coming in this race. They're neck and neck. Who will win?
Oh, boy. That is neck and neck. Wahlberg by half a point.
Wow, that could go weeks and weeks, too, with recalls and all that sort of thing, as contentious as that race has been. John Truscott, thank you very much for serving as the answer man this morning. Take it to the bank if you want to.